long isolation taught me the most valuable lesson in my life that almost solves all the problem. And I would like to start with my story first. I know it might be irrelevant to you, but it will connect to the main topic later, so please bear with me. This video is based on my long contemplation and self-reflection after so many painful tragedies. The life slaps me so hard that it destroyed my ego, and also as a reminder for my future self. Somehow if I get lost, I will go back to this video and watch it. I've been isolating myself for months after several tragedies, including the past tragedies that still lingers trauma until now, which was 10 years ago, but I can't live coexist with it. And several months ago, I had breakup, family problem, financial crisis, cyberbullying, and somehow I felt my friends were getting distant, and now I'm alone. All of them are happening in tight time, almost overlapping, but I've never been happier in my life since these 10 years. I know it sounds paradox, but if you follow me until the end, I hope you understand to connect the dots. I felt like my feelings were lost and I thought I couldn't go back to my childhood feelings again. Some people might don't believe in order to experience happiness, you should suffer first. Painful tragedies, breakup, loss, grieving, anything, almost everything. In addition, people say that nowadays the world feels uninteresting anymore. It's so flat or black and white. Previously, I had experienced it the same with them. And I live in Indonesia where the parents are strict and conservative. Not all, but majority. There are many unhealed children who were raised unjustly by their parents. And also, there's a stigma where children should obey their parents. If we express our feeling, even if we do it in a subtle way, in a respectful way, we are still being accused or judged for being disrespectful. And the literacy in our country is considered low. We are not taught about financial education, mental health, or even parenting. There are also a mindset where children are treated like assets, which means after raising them until graduation, getting job, or getting married, those children feel obliged to support their parent needs. So their parents put their expectation towards external things, which means it becomes a burden or pressure for the children, especially if they are sandwich generation. Those parents create codependent traits, which means they put their expectation on external validation. They are waiting something in order to be happy. I know it's not healthy if we put our emotions on to external factors, because things outside are up and down like this every time, and those things don't always happen we want it to happen. Even it will make it harder. Also, patriarchy still exists here, which means men feel superior over the women, because there's a stereotype where men should be strong, should not cry. We always bottle up our emotions, and if we express our feeling, we are considered weak. The image of being man is ruined. Thus, in school, we are taught that being high sensitive man or being sentimental person, being empath who loves something deeply, who feels deeply than the others, which means empath person is like they have 8K resolutions, but for average people they only have 720p resolution. Hope you get what I mean. That's where they get tossed easily by something, gets crying easily, so they are looked down like a women. Since we used to bottle up emotions, we don't process it, and we still carry this negative emotion until we grow adult, and they will become mentally unstable. Most of them will be having toxic traits like abusive partner, abusive parents, because we are not taught how to process the emotions. Imagine if those parents were mentally unstable, they carry their negative emotion towards children, and the children inherits this emotion. In the future they become parents. Imagine it become feedback loop over generations. If you see abusive partner, whether man or woman, they have trauma inside their body. More than that, the system in our education teaches us how to be dependent on external factor, external validation. If we get good grades, teacher will praise us and our parents will be proud of us. We got rewards, we felt happy, and that's where we are taught by external validations since childhood, and it's addictive. However, if we get a bad grades, several parents are still angry. They will scold us because we couldn't meet their expectation, which makes us guilty, and this happens a lot in Asian household. During family gathering, most of us still have a belief that our children should be a doctor, should be a lawyer, should be a successful person, or any things that boost up their status, their material thing, their prestige, and it becomes a pressure for those children if we cannot fulfill their expectation. Even if those children become successful, they still not feel happy because since kid we are taught to fulfill their expectation, endless expectation. There are still a lot of obligations to fulfill their expectation of their parents. There is also a stigma where people are considered failure if they are still living together with their parents even after in their 30s. I don't know who made that stereotype, but I don't think it's bad. Realizing that our parents, our grandparents, were also the product of such circumstances, that behavior inherits to their next generations. And then social media leverage these codependent traits on how our happiness depends on how many likes do we get, how many comments, or how many prize do we have. If we get many comments or likes, we feel validated, we feel happy, we feel worthy. And many of us are believing that love has to earn, like conditional love, something that has to earn, has to be agreeable, helpful, and be successful. If you keep wearing the mask to fulfill the outside world, the society, the family, the social media, external validation, sooner or later it will become a time bomb for you, and your ego will shatter and your identity will reset, going back to zero. We are not taught how to be happy with ourselves, how to process the emotions. Even in formal education, people are having misconception about being patient means suppressing it. It's actually not. Being patient means You have to process the emotions, not ignoring your wounds, and being able to be happy with your own self, not depending on external things. Nowadays, a person who cannot just sit with boredom only 5 minutes is considered ill, literally ill, because they always seek distraction to numb their feelings, to numb themselves, ignoring their own needs. And recently, people are afraid of being alone. That's why if you feel something in your head, something is wrong with you, but you cannot explain why. You cannot spend time sitting alone with your own thoughts. Instead, you are doom scrolling, seeking a dopamine rush. Your subconscious mind is actually alarming you that something is not right because your emotions depends on external things, and this applies for both genders. It's the same person who just broke up. Instead of trying to heal themselves first, they immediately seek a partner, a new person, to fill their void, to feel loved, to receive love. Because they cannot spend time alone, they always have a thought that they need someone to be by their side. They always need someone to talk, but they are ignoring their own needs to heal themselves first, because before entering new relationship, if you are not healed, you will bring disaster to others. You will hurt your surroundings and make everybody around you miserable. And beyond that, there will be no difference from parents that I talked previously. And other cases, someone who just had big and painful tragedies, who don't process the emotions, it becomes devastating because those painful emotions, if they are not processed, it will cause memory loss. And trust me, I have experienced all of them, from relationship and painful tragedies. And you can see people who just retired from prestigious work job, they will face the most scary thing in their life, which is the loneliness for a long time, because their role in society has done. They are not in productive age because they used to overwork, overachieve in order to get validation, promotion, and prestige. I have been isolated for a long time, and I tried to listen to my thoughts, and one by one, my suppressed memories, my suppressed painful trauma are resurfacing one by one, or even at the same time. It feels like a tsunami for me, almost destroyed me completely. Those unprocessed emotions 10 years ago was actually the culprit why I felt my head was like, I don't understand. It's making my head messed up, but I cannot explain why. And those were the culprits. We don't dare how terrifying it is to sitting for a long time with your own thought, because digging up all the shadow inside us is very terrifying but necessary in order to heal. Carl Jung said, if you want to make unconscious conscious, it will direct our life, and you call it fate. Do you realize that the source of misery people nowadays? Consuming too much other people's life to the point forgetting their own life is actually fine. If you notice closely, the company, the government, the marketing are profiting us based on our unhappiness and insecurity. The company brainwash you to make our lives insecure so we can buy their products. The luxury goods wants us to buy the products in order to boost our status, which means if you contemplate it, we actually don't really need it. The dating app sells our loneliness so we can buy their service. Social media brainwashed us to get connected to other people by profiting our boredom. This is scientifically proven that daydreaming is actually healthy for your brain. Daydreaming is healthier than doom scrolling. Just try to contemplate it. Do you really need it, or do you want others to see that you have it? Can I be happy without them? This company will be useless if we feel content and happy with our life. If you try to think deeper about it, it's just those people don't want us to be emotionally independent and feeling content with our life because they will be lost. Now, my question is, are you willing to know yourself more and exploring yourself? Listen to yourself with your own thoughts. Are you willing to sit with your own thoughts in a loneliness for a long time without any distraction, without any phone, even the sound of air conditioner? No, not reading books, just you and your own solitude. Do you dare doing it? Sitting alone and listening to your own thoughts for a long time. I know it will feel like the root of pain that has already embedded deeply inside your emotion. It will be pulled out like a plant. It will be like emotional roller coaster for you. And trust me, during those days, just stay calm as the storm hits you hard. And if you believe there's a divine, the Lord of the universe who has created you, just try to surrender it. All of your problems, try to surrender it. All of them. You don't need to control. You don't need to control anything. Just surrender it. And trust me, you will be fine. You will feel better after that. Bye. I guess that's all. Thank you for watching until the end. Bye.